Welcome back to another episode of the Church of Cage. Welcome, fellow Cagians. Woo! Bro, I found I was today years old when I found, we find it here, the subreddit is called One True God. Okay?
One True God?
What do you think this Here,
I can only imagine what it could be.
Let me pull up my. Yeah, let me
pull it up. Pull it up.
Let me pull up my screen here real quick, bro, so you can see what the One True God Reddit is all about.
Oh my God, that banner.
Here, so let me find the description. All right, so here it is, right here.
Go for it.
14 currently worshiping, right? So our place of devotion to the one true God, Nicolas Cage. His light guides us away from the temptation of John Travolta and saves us from our bees. His known prophets are Stephen King, who controls the mind, and M. Night Shyamalan.
Shyamalan.
Yeah, Shyamalan. Whose endings are always unforeseen. Follow their instructions, and you may achieve Mitt Romney a state of eternal.
What the hell?
Wait, what?
What?
Dude, this is
What is this?
This is like the most autistic description I've ever.
Mitt Romney of all people?
You may achieve
what the hell?
Mitt Romney a state of eternal salvation and peace. He is a sworn enemy of Xenu and his minion Obama, and fights against the aliens with the help of the FSM. Commander of Pirate. Who is FSM?
What?
Those who follow the faith of Cagianism are usually referred to as Cagianists or Nicolites. Although any title that properly professes devotion to him is permissible. Praise Cage. May your Mountain Dew be sweet. I like that one. Here. Let's get some.
Hail Nicolas Cage.
So you want to know something? You know that's a real person that is saying this right here. So
Nicolas Cage as Jesus Christ.
That's a real guy that I paid on Fiverr to do those voiceovers for me. So mind you, that I had to send him all the stuff that I wanted him to say. Those were part of this of a weird list that I sent him.
I wonder how many takes it took for him to say it without laughing.
You think he'd judge me hardcore?
I'd break every time, bro. I would break every time.
So yeah, he also did this one.
Brought to you by Pfizer.
So yeah, stuff like that. So
he's probably reading this shit what?
Here we go.
You wanted me to say what?
Let's finish reading this. The words, teachings, and histories of the Cage are found in the hat. Each chapter.
Oh my God! There's sections. There's chapters to this.
Each chapter of this wondrous script is known as a cat. The cat of wisdom, the cat of hive, the cat of decay, the cat of discovery.
They put work into this. Wow.
We do not wish to impose any earthly restrictions on his followers, but in order to achieve order, reposts are not allowed. Original content showing the glory of your Lord is greatly welcome. If you are not sure if something has been posted before, karma decay is a good indicator. If you are cross-posting from a subreddit, okay. So,
wow.
Yikes. All right. And you know when you make a joke, I don't know what's happening to you, bro. Sometimes I'll make a joke and it's supposed to be a meme, and it turns out it's a real thing. So I stumbled across this today because I was doing a little bit of research on the movie that we picked on the last episode, Kill Chain 2019.
Yes, sir.
Before we get into it, Daniel, what are your initial thoughts to this movie?
So I had a couple thoughts as I watched the movie. It's a very digestible film. I was quite surprised because I was ready for it to be boring. I thought, oh boy, this is going to drag on or something, because I went in blind. I didn't even look for a trailer, nothing. I just said, screw it, let's just get into it, whatever. So It's a nice, short and sweet film, to be honest. I didn't think it was like, by the point that I thought it was going to drag on, something new had happened. I found it confusing at some points because my first thought was, okay, clearly they're in Colombia. Clearly there are Spanish people, talking to each other, speaking to each other. But then I've got confused by the English cop, like the guy who was speaking English, and then he didn't know how to communicate with the Spanish speaking cop. And I was kind of confused because I went, why would they? Okay.
Two crooked cops, by the way. Crooked.
Yeah, the two crooked cops. So let's set it up for the audience at home listening or wherever you're listening from.
Here, we'll get into it. And I want to read the description.
Read the synopsis. Let's read the synopsis to it.
You really want me to read it, bro?
Bro, I found like 2 or 3 different ones that I even got confused reading because I said this is broad as all hell. But go for it.
So Kill Chain 2019. 3 strangers' lives are inevitably entangled in a conflict none of them are prepared for.
And see, on Prime Video, it says that after a shootout between 2 sniper hitmen, a whole entanglement or domino effect of lives like cross each other, something like that.
Here, let me pull it up.
Interesting. Yeah, it was actually more interesting because I read that one and I went, that I have no idea what to go off of with that. Because it was a hard sell. If you just read the description, you have no idea what you're in for.
Kill Chain. Let's see here. So, a hotel room shootout between 2 assassins kicks off a long night where bodies fall like dominoes as we follow a chain of crooked cops, gangsters, hitmen, a femme fatale. Is that how you say that?
Yep.
Femme fatale.
Femme
fatale, and an ex-mercenary through a relay of murder, betrayal, revenge, and redemption. It's got a 5.0 on IMDb. 91 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, 91 minutes. Yep.
And I have to agree with you. How many times did you watch it? Be honest.
I only watched it once.
Right.
I felt like it did everything it had to do, but did it really knock my socks off? No. But for the moments where I felt like this was very cheaply like shot, it seemed like they were on a very low budget. Some sections looked like it kind of looked like a reality show to me, but then they did certain effects in certain ways that they shot the camera with the lighting and everything that looked really interesting. I was like, yo, this actually looks really nice. I like how, if you really noticed it looked like they recycled some of the sets, at least like the hotel rooms and stuff like that, and they repurposed it to make it look like it was an entirely different room or something. I thought that was cool. It didn't, like, certain sections within the actual hotel looked really nice, but then when it came to the shootouts, I don't know if you'll agree with me on this one, bro, but everyone's such a terrible shot in this movie.
Yeah, this is like the
ammunition, bro.
The stormtroopers of the Nick Cage world, the Kill Chain.
Bro, they had that part. So there's this part, right? So after, let's go bit by bit. In the beginning, right? I don't know how you felt about the whole sniper versus sniper sequence. I felt like by the time that I felt like it was going to drag on, and I'll tell you why I felt like it dragged on, but it did what it had to do, and then it moved on to the next scene.
What kind of rice cooker do you have, Daniel? Like, what kind of rice cooker is a good cooker? Have you done your research on rice cookers, bro?
Listen, the thing that I have a gripe with is this guy made like 7 phone calls. This guy made 7 phone calls, bro.
I need a good rice cooker. Like, I travel a lot, dude.
No, the handler. So this sniper guy, right? The sniper guy's like talking about a rice cooker with his handler and about like, okay, what's the mission or whatever. And the guy's just like, oh, don't worry. Like, he'll be there soon or this and that. Only to find out later that he's the one that's set up by like the other sniper that's like across the building.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, right? So like the guy then calls the first sniper that we got introduced to. He ends up calling his handler again. And this part took me out of the movie for like 2 seconds because I thought it was such an awkward line. But he's like, why would you double cross me, Dean? Why would you do that? And the guy says to him, well, you don't do anything. You don't even fuck anymore. You don't even do that.
You don't even touch me anymore, Daniel. That's why I double crossed you.
I was like, why is that guy so like interested in his like sex life? What? I was so confused. Like, you don't do any, like, I would have understood if he said, oh, you lost your edge, you lost this. But he's like, yeah, you don't even sleep with anyone anymore. I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? Why are you, bro? I'll
be honest,
bro.
I was pretty confused for the first half of the movie, and I think I was even left more confused after the fact. And dude, I found here, so I looked up the box office, right? Because this is one of those movie. What do they call it? They call it.
I think they went to like straight to DVD, wasn't it? Something like that.
Yeah. So
or direct to DVD.
It's called video. It's got a name for it, so it's like one of those movies that just goes directly to on demand type of thing.
Like a VOD, like video on demand type of thing.
Yeah, and Nick Cage did like 29 of them or something that year. And also this is I think the 7th movie where his name is John, so that's kind of weird. The 7th.
Oh,
John.
His name was John? I thought his.
Apparently that's what I heard. One? Let's see here.
What?
Let's look up the cast.
Dude, it's so funny because they unintentionally end up spoiling who he is on the casting. If you look the casting up for this movie, they spoil it. And I'm like, why would they do that? Yes. That makes no sense. Because I remembered from you saying it, like, oh, this is who he plays in this movie. And I'm like, why would, like, I'm watching the movie and I go, oh, it's him. There's like no mystery to this.
Oh, that's the thing. I was confused as to if this was even a freaking Amazon Prime. If this was even a Nicolas Cage movie, because he was gone for half the movie. So
he was gone for like a good while. Yeah.
I was wondering what the heck was going on. And so here, let me navigate the Prime video here. Let me look up Kill Chain. This amazing. And to be honest, so the first half of the movie, right, you had the whole weird rice cooker. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you good.
I always get some.
I don't know if I'm too loud. If I'm all right, let me know.
No, you're good. I just get some weird feedback sometimes. I don't know. Maybe the Mitt Romney in me is elevating to the next level.
They're finding you, bro. Yep.
So here, let me break down this cast and crew on the details. So let's see. I guess not. All right, whatever. So I could have swore his name was Nick or John in this one. I guess not. Maybe not. Who knows?
They probably did say that it was John, but I didn't catch it because the whole time I was like, oh, this is the guy that they're looking for, or this person's looking for. I do like how they gave you a hook into the story, which is funny because okay, I'm this weirdo when it comes to movies that I have to pay attention to dialogue, right? So, at the beginning, they have these two hitman guys.
How so? How does it throw you
off? I'll tell you. I'll tell you what I mean. So I was listening to the dialogue when the two dudes go in the beginning, and they see the dead body at the table, and they're like ringing the thing, and Nick Cage comes out. My favorite part is that he like pats the guy's back, the dead guy. It's like, yeah. It's like, what the hell is he doing? And then he just goes up to him. They start talking. He's like, yeah, you work here alone. You're the clerk, you're the hotel owner. And he's just like, yeah, this is my place, this and that. And then when it looks like those guys are going to either kill him or hurt him or whatever, or attack him, he just goes, wait, you don't want to hear the story? And it's like, what? It's like, dude, it caught me off guard because I'm like, wait, if their hitmen send out to kill him, why don't they kill him? He's got to be important, I guess, or whatever. So he catches the attention of one of them, and he's like, yeah, let me tell you the story of how I got this place. But it's so funny in context of what's going on because you think he's telling you the story of everything that leads up to where they're at when they pick back up in the middle of the movie at that point, right? They're telling you everything that happened beforehand. But Nick Cage is not present in any of those situations. So that's what got me off guard because I'm like, wait, did he know about that? Or or is he like explaining how? Because in context of what he's saying, the story that he's telling is how he got the hotel and how he's connected. Not that he was involved with the two hitmen shooting each other, and he is connected in a way, but he wasn't present for what happened. So I was so confused because by the time we get back to that, I'm like, wait,
he
forgot
wasn't in completely there about that whole first half. And that's what I'm saying. It was so confusing, and I got it wrong. It's the 7th collaboration between Nicolas Cage and Millennium Films is what I...
Yeah, that's I believe the company, then the studio, the film studio.
So... apparently, Nicolas Cage trains in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under Royce Gracie. Wow. Okay. He also trains Wing Chun, Karate, and Jeet Kune Do. Wow. All right. Well, he's a man of many talents here, Nicolas Cage. And so, yeah, dude, I was kind of confused. And it feels like, because you mentioned the repeating of the sets, it feels like maybe... Just hear me out for 1 second, Danny.
But they did a pretty good job at that. I'm not gonna lie, but go ahead.
What if they had shot? Because sometimes it feels like some of these scenes are so disconnected from the actual plot of the movie, and you're left with more questions than answers at the end of it. What if this is like recycled footage from previous movies that they were trying to produce, and they just kind of threw it in there? They have the guy from True Blood. They have the other girl in there too, which I immediately recognize him. I didn't know who the girl was, but apparently she's decently big in Hollywood. And then obviously you have Nick Cage in it. Yeah. So what if they were like recycling footage in some sort of way? Or maybe the budget was low and that's why they had to repeat sets.
Now, I read that this was a film set in Colombia, but I don't understand. Like, I didn't understand if it was actually shot in Colombia or they just happened to get footage from... like stock footage, you know what I mean?
Okay, I got you.
Because there were some shots that I was just like, all right, that looks like a drone shot, like establishing shot, but it didn't really look like it just kind of lingered on for a little longer, and I was just like, all right, is that just some stock footage? I couldn't tell.
So this Enrico Colantoni guy attended Yale University's drama school, and that's the
first sniper, I believe.
That's the rice cooker guy.
The one with the rice cooker guy with the daughter.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about that conversation? I hate movies like this that will always do phone calls because you could tell like the voice recording compared to the person on set. It's like not happening at the same time.
You ever look at the screen,
when they're
bro?
like,
and it's like off.
It's so, it's like off because like they'll talk and they're like, yeah, so I got to see you sometime. And it's, yeah, yeah, because Mamba, and it's like, bro, that's not a natural flowing conversation. Yeah. And it made me laugh because I'm like, oh boy, here we go. But what was funny was like, they try to get you to feel for the guy because he's he's a father figure. He cares about his family, who's just his daughter.
He's sending her money. See her again.
Yeah, sending her money.
Been 5 years. Like, damn, bro.
And I don't know if you want to enlighten me on something, but to what extent can a mattress protect you from sniper ammunition? Can you enlighten me?
None, bro. It's gonna go right through it, dude. It's not bulletproof. Like,
bro,
what?
I was like, what plan does this man have?
So I guess I'll just lay down and die under this mattress for 1 second. Like, what? What are you doing, bro? Like, I don't understand.
I was so confused. I'm like, bro, you might as well just stay there sitting down the whole time.
So I enjoyed the sniper face-off, and I'll tell you what, my wife even started watching it, and she was reeled in that part. But then, we lost her along the way because I like watching these. What would you rate this? Like a B-class movie? Like this is Amazon Prime. I mean, is it indie? Really?
Yeah,
it's Amazon Prime.
I would say this is more of like those type of B movies, but interesting enough, it didn't like it kept my attention, but then there were certain moments in the movie where like if I didn't understand what was happening, like for example, the whole thing with the corrupted cops, that section threw me off. So to go along for
I think it threw them
our
off
listeners,
too, bro. They didn't even know what was going on. All right, so we have the beginning. Sniper face-off.
The beginning setup. Sniper face-off. One sniper gets the first sniper that we talk about. So the younger sniper takes out the older sniper. crap, we feel bad for him. He's dying under a mattress. It is what it is. So then the younger guy's like, all right.
Just under
It's under the mattress. It just died. I'm
and
like,
I don't know
right,
if you
cool.
noticed, but when Nick, I caught on when Nick Cage's character, Araña, Spider, goes to the door.
And he doesn't open it?
He doesn't. I had already caught on. I went, wait a minute. All that fuss. Wouldn't have somebody heard something? Like,
yo, where's the police?
Bro, what in the... I was like, there's no way. I was like, you can't tell me he was there while that was going on.
Yeah. Yeah, he probably was. He probably was. Remember, he set all these things in motion. Oh, well, we'll get to that. So, okay. Sniper takes out the other sniper, right? And then the guy, the younger sniper goes, hey, I took out the other guy. Where's my payment? Oh, it's on in a car and like the what's it called? Like the
shifter box.
The shifter box. Just open it up and your payment's there. Everything should be there. And I'm like, okay, makes sense. He goes to pick it up and he's looking at it. It's this bag of diamonds. He stores it away, puts it in his pocket immediately, bro. Like it didn't even fail. The cop car pulls around, and it's so funny to me because like my family's from Colombia, so I didn't know where this movie was set originally. But I was like, that looks, that kind of looks like the streets of like a South American street or something. I wonder where this because they never state where this is at, and I was more confused because a good amount of characters in this movie speak English, and then some of them speak Spanish. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, wait, hold up. Is this some like Duolingo thing happening here? Is this like what's it called? Bilingual
it's like those middle
culture or something?
The Prince of Persia, Middle Eastern, but like have British accents type of thing. You ever notice why is that?
Yeah, it's so weird. But like even like the hookers on the street and all that, they're all like speaking English, and I go, wait a minute, what?
Do you want to hear my story? No one gives a shit about your story. We don't want to hear about your story. You don't want to know why I got here?
Confused.
Me too, bro.
I was so confused, bro.
I was as confused as you the entire time. But I didn't even know the movie ended when it ended.
Because
I was like,
okay, maybe Nick Cage is in charge of this place. I literally thought this movie was going to play on this whole trope of like, imagine Nick Cage owning a hotel in a foreign land and he can't communicate with these people. That would have made for such an amazing premise, bro. Like he couldn't like.
You ever seen Kitchen Nightmares?
Cerveza.
You ever seen Kitchen Nightmares with Gordon Ramsay?
Yeah.
What if we had a type of show like that, but with Nick Cage going around trying to restore old hotels? That'd be great, bro.
That would be amazing. Even that or him trying out different restaurants, like Guy Fieri style, just
tasting, like, oh man.
tasting a different restaurant.
I can't do an impersonation of Nick Cage. He's the GOAT,
man.
But
he's the GOAT, bro.
The concept of him being in another country.
Oh, I'm doing it right now. Did you catch on how many times he did this, like real slow? He kept like rubbing his chin like he was a detective. Like,
is it me or does that beard just not look good on him when it's like that?
It
so feels like it's like glued on or something. Well, what's going on?
He wanted to don like a mustache instead of a full beard, and it was weird because like I looked right. I was watching the movie. I go, like, is this a prosthetic? Like, did he get a fake beard? Is that his real beard, or is it just like a really like intense dye? Like he dyed his beard really dark to kind of like he thought it probably complemented like the lighting or something. I don't know. It was weird because like when he would like stare at people a certain way, it just felt off. And I'm like, I don't why is he looking at people this certain way? I think it's like he tried to play this off as like a detective type of deal. I don't know. Because it did feel like a film noir, like one of those like mystery type of detective stories.
What is that?
Bro, that's what I mean. It's like, it feels like it
doesn't look good on him, I don't think, bro.
It does. No, it's weird. And I don't know, like, it's funny because when they even do the flashbacks, he still has the same look. So I'm like, is he supposed to look younger? I don't understand.
I gotta be careful where I click here because there is
Yep.
nudity in this. But look at
Oh
him,
yeah,
bro.
there is. I mean, that right there, if it's an establishing shot and he's coming in from the shadows, you don't like point it out real quick. There's moments where he looks fine, but then there's something that happens where there's like a close up or his head is kind of like this or something, like looking from the side, and you even see his hair kind of like doing the wave end there, like the waterfall going back. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Why does he look like that?
And
Like, did you catch when he was like with a shotgun or whatever, and he was walking? Don't you think he he had such a weird posture, bro? Like he would like I don't know, like I can't explain it. Like you got to pull it up somehow, but like he walks like in such a weird form.
He still got laid
like,
though, bro.
He did. It was an awkward lay, but he got laid. He just showed up and he's like, yeah, I don't know what I'd lose with you, but I'm willing to gamble. And I'm like, what? Bro, like they said some weird some weird dialogue in here that I was like, what are they talking about? Because even
the director
girl,
of this particular movie, so his name is Ken Sanzel. Let's look him up, see what else he's
hold
done.
on.
Ken Sanzel, film producer has been known for Numbers, The Replacement, and Scar City.
Ken Sanzel. Sanzel.
Numbers. I've never seen that show.
So it's so funny. You were talking about the cast and crew and all that. It's so funny how they name some of these characters. So we have Nicolas Cage as Araña. We have Annabella Costa as Renata, but it's funny because in the actual credits, she's credited as the woman in red, okay? The Enrico Colantoni, the old sniper. That's literally how he's named as, just old sniper. My favorite one is Angie Cepeda, the evil girl, you know, the lady pimp. Mm. I thought she was gonna be credited as Lady Pimp. No, it's even better.
The very bad woman.
The very bad
The mean assassin.
The mean assassin, bro. It's like, wait, what? And it's like the curious assassin. You couldn't give them names.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
How are they gonna know?
That's what I'm saying, bro. What if this is supposed to just be pieces of a different movie?
Well, like I was gonna bring up like in the order of events that happened. So even after the sniper kills the other sniper, he collects his reward with the diamonds. He gets instantly arrested. And it's weird because I felt like certain things kind of dragged on at that point because I didn't understand. Like I couldn't catch on that they were both corrupted cops. I thought one of them was corrupted, which is the guy who spoke English, the True Blood guy. But the other guy was just a straight cop, like straight cop. He didn't want to get dirty, no dirty business. So when they're in there, it's so funny because like the dialogue switches from English to Spanish like really fast. So us being bilingual, we could kind of catch on already, but I could just imagine someone who doesn't know. It's like they said something twice. It was something along the extent of like, let me think about it real quick. He's like, oh, hey, your friend's gonna kill you, man. He's gonna shoot you in the back. Ese tipo te va a matar ese tipo. And then you're like, you just said that. Wait, why did you say that twice? And then other points, he says something completely different. And then in English, he said something entirely different as well. And then you go, wait, what? Mm-hmm. What are you talking about? And that's what threw me off. Because I was like, wait, that guy's not a dirty cop. He's going to be fine. And then, no, they're shooting each other. One's in the back seat, and the other one's in the driver's seat. And correct me if I'm wrong, but this dude literally, the cop that's driving puts his gun on his left hand, and he aims this way. He does this number.
Yeah, bro.
So if you're driving like this, why would you go like that when you have your open arm to kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like you could at least like do that. This dude said this. He put his left hand over himself, so already his line of sight is off. He's going to basically like ruin his eardrum. I was so confused, bro. I was laughing and I was confused.
Because they
shot like 20 rounds, bro. Like there was like And I'm like, yo, the clip's not empty yet, bro. What happened? What's going on? I was so, bro, and like the way they shot the other guy. So the other hitman died. Spoilers, but the other hitman gets killed off immediately. Like he just shot him in the head, and I go, oh, well, there goes that guy, and then they're just shooting each other like right. He
was annoying
next to
me
each
too,
other.
though. He was annoying me
because they kept dragging the scene on, and I'm like, all right, are they going to do anything? I thought they were going to bring him for questioning, or even take him to Nick Cage or something. Like I thought everything was going to lead up to a showdown,
chain, bro. It's a killing chain.
I thought they were all going to meet up at the same hotel with Nick Cage. That's why I was like, okay, I can see how everybody's kind of connected. But instead, it's like, okay, one person dies here, another one dies there, another one dies over here. So that shootout was ridiculous, bro. And then the way he kills him off at the end, they just park the car. And I was like, how did you not recognize that
no
was
other people? I was telling my wife, I'm like, where are the people here?
Where's everybody?
Right?
Where did everybody go? Is everybody off?
It's a freaking ghost town. Then obviously they do the thing. They get to that warehouse. Again, endless ammo at the warehouse. And then at the end, bro, you hear the dude just screaming. When the girl gets away, the guy was like, hold on me.
Even that one was like a quick, what was he screaming?
I'll just keep talking. I'll find it.
Yeah. The guy, the thing that threw me off about that warehouse scene, like when he meets up with the girl in red, it's like they do this quick like dialogue where she's like, oh, finally we'll be free, new identities and everything. We just got to meet up with Araña and he'll have everything prepared for us. And I was just like, oh, so they're a thing, or he's helping her. Oh, they're a couple. Oh, okay. Oh, there's a shootout already. Like as soon as you're like figuring it out, they like move on to the next thing, and then she runs off and gets a ride to Nicolas Cage's hotel, which I was like so confused, man. I was so confused because like as soon as I was picking up pieces and putting them together, it's like, oh, this guy's already gone. I'm like, wait, he's gone? I thought he was going to come back later. No, he doesn't come back. I'm like, well, all right, well, that sucks for him.
Yeah, and when they left him, all you hear is, I loaded up now.
Yep.
That's all you hear. I was like, what are they doing to him, bro? But that's all you hear when they're driving away. Just like, I was like, all right, well, there goes that guy. And so from there, it goes on to she goes and
she hitches a ride to Nicolas Cage's hotel, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, then they had that weird interaction with the guy that was in the van.
The guy was just working, bro. It's just like, yo, just drive. Like, where did you come from? It's so funny because the way they introduced her, it's like, okay, was she one of the working girls for the evil lady? Like, there's certain things that they don't bring up at all.
But you can kind of assume that, though, because she says that she's one of the main ones, and that's why that the very bad woman wanted her, right?
Yeah.
And the stabbing scene where he's like, I thought you were going to use a gun. And she's like, well, it's the first thing I...
Oh, God. All right, so let's lead up to that. She gets so the lady in red changes in the van, and it's like supposed to give off this whole, like, the whole femme fatale thing is like, that's one of the main, like, character elements is you always have like a woman in those type of movies that is like very sensual, very like this, but she's got a dark past and she's running away and like she's like attractive and all this stuff, and it's like it's very provocative, very
she's attracted
that they always play on
to very bad men or something like that.
She's very dangerous elements and all this stuff. So okay, cool. So she goes to the hotel, she checks in, she gets a room, and like immediately what got me laughing was Nick Cage does the bit at the bar where he's like pouring her a drink and he just goes, "Kukush, kukush." I was like, where did that come from? Where did that come? He's like, "Kukush." He's just like a little handgun, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, it intrigued me. I wanted to know why. Why did that call for that?
Typical Nick Cage, iconic Nick Cage moment. I think we could just clip that one part of because. Was it me, or could you feel, because this was a Saturn movie too, right? Saturn Film Productions. Could you feel that he was almost holding back in some sort of way?
It's strange because I feel like this movie, I don't want, it's not bad. Do I want to watch this movie again? No. But did I feel like I hated it while I watched it? No. It still got my attention. The moments where I started feeling like it was going to drag on, it then moved on pretty quickly. And, excuse me. And then it felt like very, like, how do I say this? It did what it had to do. And Nick Cage, when he did his performance, for the time that he was in there, and mind you, there is a gap of time where he isn't in this movie, but
it's like 40 minutes.
It's almost like 40 minutes, and this is a 90-minute movie.
Half the movie, bro.
Essentially. He pretty much doesn't go over the top, and the moments that does require him to do something will get your attention and get you like it grabs you. You know what I'm saying? It's so funny, but it's also not over the top. I felt like he could have done something way out there, but he never went there. But did I want him to go that far? No. It kind of stood the middle ground. You know what I'm saying? It kind of just, he did what he had to do, and if the moment called for it, he did it. Then if not, he was cool. Like the moment where the very bad lady goes to the hotel, and she's like, "So, did you sleep with her yet?" And Nick Cage goes, "Well, if that was the case, I hope you came later."
Bro, the bell. When the dude is ringing the bell.
He's ringing the bell. He's like, ding, 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 ding. He's like, "It's not going to make me go any faster."
And they have like some weird like slap match with one another. And
Bro, yeah, they're like slapping each other's hands on top of each other. And then he pulls out his gun. It's so funny, dude.
I'll shoot you.
He pulls out a gun. He goes like this. He does like a layup, like a hook shot in the NBA, bro. Like just woo! And I'm like, what is he doing, bro? And he's like, all right, don't shoot, it's okay. And I'm like, what the hell?
I'm gonna pull up how he pulls out the gun here. Hold on, let me find the scene.
It had to be like close to the middle.
No, I got it here. I just got it. Yep. Hold on, look at him, bro. He's like, what are you doing? Like they do like some weird slap boxing fight thing, and then he like pulls the gun out like head over top. Like, what, bro? Like, are you okay, dude?
Dude, the bell ringing was just my favorite. And his name is also Bear.
So
Bear.
How much do you think? Because okay, let's say that he wasn't going all out and that he was holding back. Because I looked up the box office, and of course, this is a movie that comes out video on demand immediately. It says here worldwide 12,788. Is this? It has to be wrong. There's no way that this.
I did hear it was like around that range of 12,000. Yeah.
And why is it Ukraine? Why is it only Ukraine here? Release date February 20th, 2020.
It probably didn't get a lot of coverage when they went to distribute the film. I guess a lot of theaters and stuff didn't want to like show it.
How much do you think he makes from a movie like this, dude? Like realistically,
I think it depends on two factors. Number one is the script and how much he has involvement in it. Whether he has creative liberties in his performance or how he does stuff. That could include like costuming department. That could include like any changes in the script or something like that. If he already had collaborated with these people before, then it's to my understanding that he probably had a hand in the development in terms of like the script or what actually gets to happen once they start filming. Because there was a point where I was just like, he did seem very invested in what he was talking about and like acting wise, like in his performance when he started breaking down how he got the hotel. And I don't know if you agree with me on that.
Look at this. He described as the greatest detective noir films. Is described as a film in the vein of the great. Okay, in the vein of.
In the vein, like an inspiration, like in the, yeah.
Okay, all right. See, you know.
But see, it's funny because like it plays out as like a detective story in a way, like one of those crime thrillers, but at the same time it doesn't, because it plays along the lines of it being an action movie and also being like a a mystery because you have to kind of put pieces together.
It's like playing backwards almost. You got like
because
it starts off with Nick in the beginning, and it's like, okay, now there's this guy sleeping, which obviously you find out who wasn't sleeping, he was actually dead. And it's like, okay, he's tapping him, and then that's when the whole story thing, and I'm like, all right. But then the story comes up later. And here's what I love about Nick Cage, right? So at the core of this movie, at the very core of this movie, it's all about what? It's all about not trafficking people, okay? Because that was the whole thing behind the entire thing, where they didn't want to be a part of that, and that's where the whole conflict came. And then it turns out, right, the very bad lady was the one behind it all, and she was the one that had taken over and all this. What I'm saying?
It turns out that they were like hitmen for the organization. What this organization was, they never really like delved into. Like, you don't know if it was a government organization. You don't know who they worked for. There's a lot of stuff up in the air that you have to kind of interpret for yourself. And I was just confused to the point of like, okay, so I thought they were going to do that metaphor of like, they're all tangled in within his web because he's Araña, he's the spider. Nicolas Cage is the spider, and he tangled everyone in his web of chaos and murder and whatever else. I thought he was gonna play like a puppet master of some sense, because he did everything to make the girl get there to the hotel, to make the very bad lady get there, and everybody ends up meeting at the hotel. I thought they were gonna do that, and to a certain extent, they kind of did. But then it's like he does something like after it's all said and done, right? The very bad lady's taken care of. So and wow, we didn't even touch on this scene when the woman in red ends up killing the very bad lady. It's in one of the hotel rooms, and they're literally fighting it out. Nick Cage is just standing there. He's just standing and watching.
I thought you were gonna pull the gun out.
Why don't you pull the gun out? It's like, when I just have the knife, and I pull the knife, and this girl stabs this woman 30 times, bro. And I was like, damn, they're really going for it. And without context, you could kind of assume for yourself, damn, she probably got abused or something. But then my thought was just damn, what'd she do to you? You didn't even explain what exactly she did. I mean, I guess she doesn't have to tell me, but I kind of wanted to know, because I feel like those moments in movies are payoffs. You know what I'm saying? When the big bad finally gets, their comeuppance and all that stuff. Yeah. It just felt very, I don't want to say it was over the top, but it just kind of felt like a payoff that didn't get the build up to it in a sense. Because you get introduced to this lady kind of halfway through the movie, and you're supposed to assume that she's the very big bad. Where, in a sense, everybody's bad to a certain extent. Everyone's the villain in their own way, besides Nicolas Cage, who just kind of got everybody involved somehow because he's a guy
bad,
with.
Bro.
He used to be bad,
not anymore.
But he, not anymore.
And that's a reoccurring theme in a lot of movies, where they used to be this crazy hitman, and then they get that one phone call where they got to bounce back into that one last time. I call
that the Liam Neeson syndrome, which is
they Liam Neeson is again.
Bro, he did Taken, and I swear to you, every movie afterwards, he always does these action movies that are Paul was a guy who he's retired and has a family. I'm just trying to be a grandpa. And then the daughter's like, no, you're too silly. She needs something better than a grandpa. And then he's just trying to, and then it's look, I'm trying to retire. And they just tell Liam Neeson, no, you can't retire. Some bullcrap happens, and then he's got to be the action star again. And it's what? Bro, no one's gonna believe your 60-year-old ass is gonna just start fighting for freaking jujitsu and beating up these guys who are 20, 30 years younger than you.
Well,
but
Nick Cage was
50
something during this movie. So
bro, did he have any hand-to-hand combat? I don't think he did fought anybody hand-to-hand.
Slapping for the bell.
The shotgun, for the bell, and then the shotgun, because I think he pushed the guy off the shotgun.
Yeah,
that scene was funny because when they finally engage in combat, where we started at the beginning. He faces off against the guy who was curious to hear his story, right? And he has a shotgun, and he's just dodging the shotgun blast like nothing. And you see the spread of it and everything. And I'm like, nothing hit him? Nothing hit Nick. He's just that fast. That fast to the human eye.
Well, he's Nick. He's
like,
Nick fucking
yeah, bro. And then the part where they're like, there's like dirty laundry or whatever. There's like laundry drying up, whatever, on the drying racks or whatever that was, on the coat hangers or whatever that was, bro. It made me laugh because like the guy with the shotgun, he clearly has a shotgun, right? And he's just like, he can't see him. He can't see him because he's like right across from him on a staircase or whatever, and he can't see him. Bro, just shoot anyway.
Yeah.
Like, you got another gun on you, just shoot him and then just go around him and get him. No, they're like playing this like suspenseful, like, oh, cat and mouse situation. Like, where is he at? And then Nick Cage gets him. Not with his own weapon. First, he tackles the guy, takes away his shotgun, right? I think he took away his shotgun, and then he hides again, finds him, shoots him, and the dude just dies. Just bam. He just got him. Just like that.
Yeah, I'm looking for the scene now where he tackles him or whatever. But again, bro, it's Hollywood, right? I mean, it's this whole thing. They're asking, where's the girl? I can't find the scene. There we go. He's got that freaking beard that's glued on, telling the whole story. And then he insinuates that. So at first I thought he had won the hotel
in a poker match or something.
Yeah, in a poker match.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out, right, it wasn't that. And then you see the poker chip. Yeah, so he runs up the stairs, bro, and the guy just completely misses. They're all just like
terrible
missing.
Shots.
Terrible.
I'm like, how are y'all hitmen? Like, even the sniper from the beginning of the movie shot like I don't know how many rounds. I'm like, how are you getting work?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah. So here's the scene that you're talking about with the clothes hanging. It was sheets.
Yeah, the sheets are just hanging there.
The sheets.
And I'm like, how does he
hanging.
not see them?
Yeah. There's a happy face right here on this little one right here.
Yep.
So, anyways, yeah,
it's just wild. It's just so wild.
So,
and like every couple of scenes, then he's just back to doing this, and I'm like, what are you feeling now? Like, what are you thinking, dude? Like, what is the motivation of doing this? Like,
so towards this part is when the movie starts. Right, it's towards the ending. It's only like 10 minutes left. Obviously, they reveal the plot at the end of it. And then the movie completely just ends. It like drop. Did
you like the story though? The reveal of the whole thing with the child trafficking and
dude, I was caught off guard. I didn't even know that the freaking movie had ended, bro.
It took a serious turn. I was like, whoa. Okay.
Daniel, was it that good that I didn't realize that it had ended? And that's why I was so pulled into the story that he was telling the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like, was I so pulled into that? Because at the core of this, right, it's all about the children. It goes back to the children and achieving Mitt Romney to get to that next level of elevated consciousness and spirituality.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So Nick Cage saved the children. Well, he didn't save the children in this particular movie.
But not in this one. They saved them at first, which is so funny because I remember you pulled up there's a shot that they use for the marketing where it's Nick Cage with a shotgun, and they use that for the flashback. I actually picked out on it because I was like, all right, where's the point? Because dude, I literally thought this guy was gonna be like
crowbar,
guns blazing, or the crowbar, yeah. So I thought there was going to be a lot of like hand-to-hand combat or something like that. Because I'm like, no way, bro. Really? Like, he's going to be doing that? And he doesn't even do that.
No.
But there's another shot that they show him with like a shotgun. Like, he's just hanging it like here or something like that. And all it is the reveal that there was human trafficking. Yeah.
He looks sick, though, bro. He looks sick in that.
It does. It looks sick. I'm like, yo, they did a good job. I kind of want to see that movie. But anyway, so he's like with the shotgun, then he sees that's human trafficking, and he's like, oh, damn, that sucks. And then, like, he reveals that Franco, I believe that was his name, right? Franco was the one that ended up adopting one of them as a daughter. And, like, he also just retired. I guess they retired from being contracted hitmen, and they just stayed there. Like, I'm of the belief that he said that they were still hunting them down, but they just stayed at the hotel anyway. Was that correct? Because I couldn't understand.
I'm as confused as you, Daniel. And that's why I asked you how many times you watched, if you watched it once or twice.
I only watched it once because I was just like, okay, so he said that the organization got mad at them for taking the money or not taking the money, whatever the case was, and that they would have been hunted down. So why just stay at the hotel? Wouldn't that make you guys like just sitting ducks there? Like, that's what threw me off.
Yeah.
But then through his story that he was telling the hitmen before fighting them, he's like, and then they end up taking the 17-year-old daughter ends up having a fight with Franco. She goes off, and then they end up killing her. I guess the corrupted cops
they burned her
or something happened. They burned her, and then they chopped her up. And I was just like, oh damn. This is serious. And he's like breaking down and everything. And I'm like, yo, Nick Cage is giving like a $4 million performance right now.
Well, again,
in this movie. I was like, yo, okay.
It wasn't his worst performance, but it wasn't.
It wasn't.
It was good. It was. Listen, dude, I enjoyed the movie for what it was.
Yeah. For what it was. Absolutely.
What are we going to rate this one on the here? So we have to pick the one for the next show. So this was, where are we at?
It was 100.
All right, so 100. We got Kill Chain. What do you want to rate it on the? We have to come up with our own. We'll come up with a name, but
we'll come up with a name. Yeah,
yeah, and we can rate it 1 to 10. And what would you rate this movie if you had to rate it?
So usually my ratings, the way I break things down, it's either between how the movie was shot, so how it looks, how the performances were. In this case, because of this podcast, I would say we have to rate the cage rage. So there's a cage rage meter, and I guess just overall my enjoyment with it. Let's see, on all of that combined, let me just do a quick.
I think we can say cage rage meter because I don't see anybody with
cage
that.
Rage, yeah, cage rage meter, pretty much. Be that divided by,
because again, 4. This isn't the most original idea for a podcast, but
I usually add up my scores together and do like an average. My average on this one's like a 5.5. It's decent enough on just being an average movie that it's a quick, to waste some time. Sure, pop in the movie, you're good to go. I think it's a 5.5. I don't know what you think.
I agree. I like that 5.5. It's good enough to where it's entertaining enough to, how you said, kill time. Also,
yeah,
I like that.
He did a great job. Cage did a great job at not overselling or going overboard, while at the same time keeping your attention and keeping everything hooked. You know what I'm saying? Like, when he was on, I couldn't stop watching. I was like, all right, I got to see what's going on.
Yeah, that exactly. When he was on, I couldn't stop. But it was very over.
It's his aura, bro. I'm telling you, it's that energy.
It was overwhelming, though.
Thing, man.
It was overwhelming, and
it was.
It's confusing, bro. And with some of the comments,
it was a confusing plot. I think the writing should have been better.
Some of the comments on the One True God, because I had looked it up on here, is like, it's a great movie. The more times you see it, the more you appreciate it. But then you have this other guy. It's like the question was, who else has seen Kill Chain? And then the guy goes, I did, and I forgot about it one day after. So there's two sides of that, the two polar opposites of the reviews on that movie. And so, maybe I'll watch it again. Who knows? Right?
What did you say the IMDb? Oh, yeah, 5.
5
out of 10. Yeah.
Which isn't horrible.
I think it's an appropriate. It's not horrible, no. Yeah. Wow, that's a weird rating. Somebody here on IMDb gave it an 8 out of 10. I'm like, okay.
Oh, they leave reviews on there too, right?
Yeah. I love the title of this review because it just says "Weird Start That Comes Together."
Sure. Let's do a random number generator here, and let's pick the movie for the next one. Okay. Hopefully we get something good. I want something esoteric. I want something occult. When I finished this movie, I was like, damn, what we get. I was like, man, hopefully I can link the diamonds to who knows. I was trying to find something occult, but I couldn't. And so here we go. 18. That's gonna be
18. All right.
it's gonna be an old one. Let's see what we got here.
Yeah.
With 18. So 5.5 Kill Chain 2019. You can find it on Amazon Prime for those that want to check it out. And what was the number? 18?
18.
Here we go. 18. We got Honeymoon in Vegas. He's playing Jack Singer, 1992. All right, I got to find out where the hell we're going to watch this one, bro.
Is that a show or is that a... Let me see.
Honeymoon in Vegas. I think that's like one of his main roles, bro. One of his iconic... Oh, my God. What is this, bro? It's a comedy romance, dude. So this is like...
Oh, God.
Bro, it did really good. 35 million in the box office. All right.
It's a 5.9 out of 10. So this will be... on if a surface value, this will be slightly above average.
Okay.
With James Caan. All right, here we go. Here's a connection. James Caan, the guy who's at the top billing with him, was in The Godfather. He's the one who plays Santino or Sonny in The Godfather.
This guy
was directed. Yeah, James Caan. He was in The Godfather.
Yeah.
So we got one connection there that leads back.
Where else have I seen it? Oh, Elf. This is the Elf dad.
This is the dad. Yep.
He's the Elf. Yep. Where have I seen this guy before? Okay.
Honeymoon in Vegas. This has Sarah Jessica Parker. Pat Morita? Really? He's in this? Oh man, this really has quite a cast of people.
Listen, bro. Wow. I'm gonna have to find this for you.
We're gonna have to find out how we're gonna. I
got you, bro.
Find out how to watch this.
I got you. I know exactly where to go, but I'm not paying no $15 on Amazon Prime Video for a movie that is 30 years old, 31 years old, bro. Come on, dude.
Oh, let's read the synopsis before we leave it. Let's read the synopsis. Honeymoon in Vegas from 1992. Jack loses $65,000 in a poker match in Las Vegas where he's marrying Betsy. The wedding will have to wait as the poker winner wants the weekend with Betsy to cancel the debt. She accepts. Whom will she marry?
What?
What the hell is this? What?
Oh my! Oh, so it's one of those movies. He's
a comedy about one bride, two grooms, and 34 flying Elvises. What is this? It's like one of those romantic comedies. Oh boy! All right. Well, hey, let's see how it goes. Hey, maybe we'll find something. Remember, there's a lot of crazy stuff in Vegas. Sometimes you don't know
what happens in Vegas. Stays in Vegas. Either way, I'm looking forward to it. It's the GOAT, right? So all you fellow Cagians, let's give a hail to Nicolas Cage before we get out of here. Want to plug any of your stuff, Daniel, before we get out of here?
Yes, sir. You can find me on Twitch or Instagram or any of the social media channels out there at Daniel Rockstar. That's DanielRckstr. Thank you very much for having me on the podcast, senor.
Yeah, TJOJP.com. All that good stuff. You know where to find me. Check it out. So next one, Honeymoon in Vegas.
Honeymoon in Vegas.
And we'll go from there.
Hail Nicolas Cage.
Bye.
Nicolas Cage.